On this week's episode of Make It with Calvin, we're going to be talking about building a custom mount for my ACR C-LIGHT, which is what's illuminating me right now. So let's turn the lights on in the room and talk about it a little bit. Okay, before we jump over into Fusion 360 and I explain how I designed up this mount and why I did what I did, let me explain why I even designed one. Yes, ACR, the company that makes the lights that I use, did come up with this mount, which is actually quite nice. It has a provision for the light, a whistle, and it has a central tube that would attach to the inflation tube on a self-inflating life jacket. Clearly, I am not wearing one of those, so that's the reason why I felt like it'd be worth designing my own, although you could, zip tie this on if you really wanted to. So let's jump to Fusion really quick, take a look at how I designed this, and then we'll come back to Calvin. Alright guys, so here is the basics of the design behind this. I tried to keep it as relatively simple as possible, but at the same time, there were a couple of things that I decided to design in here as well. It didn't take much more effort, but I feel like were worth it. So one of them is, you'll see on this fake lamp that I've designed, it has flat spots on both the front and the back, which I think is a very nice design addition. And what I decided to do was add in these two mating flat spots in here, so the lamp has that to interface with, and it prevents it from wanting to spin back and forth when you're trying to turn the top on it, turn it on and off. Also, you'll notice the body of this is tapered, so I just took some measurements at the top and the bottom, rough approximated what the taper was going to be, lofted between the two. It does not need to be perfect. This part is printed in TPU, so any slight size variations are not that big of a deal, but it doesn't hurt to put that in there as well. Now, to mount this to the life jacket is actually relatively simple. If you'll come along here, you'll notice that we have this small gap between these two, you could say, pieces. And inside this gap is where a piece of nylon webbing would fit. And the height from the top here to the top of the slot right there, is designed to be just taller than the height of the webbing on the life jacket. So I can then feed a small zip tie in through this opening here, and that allows me the ability, should I decide to in the future, to remove this, put this on our life jacket, take it off. Very simple, non-destructive to the life jacket way of moving things around here, which is not a bad idea. Lastly, I decided to come along and give everything some nice fillets. Was it absolutely necessary? No, but I do actually have one of these being printed in Multi-Jet Fusion TPU, and I'm genuinely curious to see not only how well does that hold up to salt and UV exposure, but I'm also curious to see how well it, feels relative to a TPU 3D print. Alright, now that we're done in Fusion, let's jump back to real-time Calvin and take a look at it on the life jacket. So that in a nutshell is how and why I designed this up. Now the nice thing is it's very easy for me to turn the light on, turn the light off in the event of an emergency should I ever need to use this. I genuinely hope I do not, but it's better to have and not need than need and wish you had it. So if you are interested in making one of these for yourself, I will have links down in the description to where you can go ahead and get the files. And I will also have the file for this uploaded. So if you want to get one commercially printed, you can do so if you don't have a 3D printer. Hope you guys found this useful, and ACR, if by some random chance you're watching the video and you like what I came up with, reach out to me. I'd love to work with you guys on a project like this because I really love the light, and I think having a provision for people who do not have a self-inflating life jacket wouldn't be a bad option to offer as an accessory. So, stay safe, have fun, hopefully I'll take the kayak out soon again, and I'll see you guys here next time on Make It with Calvin.